Hey, what's up guys? So welcome to your very own astrology channel, and in this video we'll discuss about the difference between the 8th house and the 12th house in astrology. Now why there was a need for such an episode was because of the fact that I use kind of a similar terminologies while dealing with the 8th house, and at the same time I gave the similar terminologies or used the similar terminologies while I was doing the 12th house. While doing the 8th house, for some of you who are obviously aware of or if you have watched my 8th house video or the 12th house video, which are divided into a couple of parts, then you might be aware of the fact that that in both of the houses, that in the video of the 8th house and also in the video of the 12th house, I told that both these houses are the houses that has something to do with the secrets. Both of these houses are the secret houses in astrology. Then while doing the 8th house and while doing the 12th house too, I discussed about the certain planetary combinations from which we can decipher whether the person is a pawn star is a pawn star or is inclined to have the sexual encounters with the n number of people. That is, he might be kinky or salacious in his character. Similarly, I told you that the professions that both of these houses, the 8th house and 12th house, are very prominent in the houses of the astrologers, in the houses of the occultists, in the houses of the people who seek some sort of a universal bliss, enlightenment, tantric siddhis of some sort or the other. So what exactly is the difference between the 8th house and the 12th house is what we are going to discuss in this video. And all credit for this video goes to the email that I received from one of my subscribers. She's a girl in Turkey, and she placed me an email as to what is the real difference between the 8th house in astrology and the 12th house in astrology. So I was kind of very reluctant to write in a big email to her explaining all the fundas and the fundamentals that why or what's exactly the difference between the 8th house and 12th house in astrology. So I thought that rather than limiting the knowledge that I want to give to her itself, why not make a video for all of my subscribers who might be in the similar state of ambivalence as to what is the who might be similar state of ambiguity or ambivalence as to what is the exact difference between the 8th house and the 12th house. And guys, when you have like normally when I have people commenting on my video, when I have people liking my videos or sharing my videos or placing me emails, it usually happens with the people from UK, USA, or at the max maybe India. But when you have people from the far off corners of the world, Turkey, subscribing to your channel, interacting with you, commenting on your videos, you feel at the 7th cloud, and it kind of gives you a motivation. It kind of gives you a momentum, a zeal and enthusiasm to do something that you are doing selflessly for the society. And of course, I have not opened this Vedic astrology channel for the monetary purposes, as I have told you time and time again. And that's the reason why I don't do the astrology consultations just for money. But when you do something that is not going to bring you money, you kind of sometimes try to procrastinate that stuff. Of course, since it is not bringing me the monetary benefits, I am like sometimes it's like very common that you tend to procrastinate in that work, wherein you feel that why shall I give in so much of energy to the work that is not going to give me the monetary benefits? Why not I put the same amount of energy into something that will bring me the monetary benefits? So there's a tendency to procrastinate the stuff that I want to make you for you people. But when you have people from the far off corners of the world like Turkey subscribing to your channel, commenting on your videos, and when there's a substantial increase in the subscribers, of course an increase of 1 subscriber, 2 subscriber, or 1 or 2 likes isn't going to give you any chance, or isn't going to give you the momentum to or a reason to carry on the stuff that you are doing selflessly for the society. I am making these videos in order to uplift the mankind to a whole new level of self-awareness and get to them the knowledge of Vedic astrology, which they might not be well aware of, or they might have been misguided by the other money-minded astrologers they went to while seeking some sort of advice, or while they went for an Vedic astrology course. So, anyways, we'll come to track, and in this video, as I told you, that we'll be studying the exact difference between the 8th house and the 12th house in astrology. So the main difference that is known to most of the astrologers is that 8th house represents this, and of course it's the prime difference, and it states that that 8th house in astrology deals with the secrets that we are hiding from the other people, and instead 12th house represents the secret which are there existent but we might not be aware of them, or 12th house represents the secrets which instead people might be hiding from us. So can you get the exact thing? In the 8th house, we are hiding the secrets that are known to us, but for some reason or the other, we are hiding from the people, and instead the 12th house represents the secrets which instead of we hiding from the people are hiding from us. Or 12th house represents, since 12th house is a house of subconscious mind, astral travels, 3-dimensional or the 4-dimensional energies. So 12th house would represent secrets that are existent, secrets or the knowledge that is existent in this universe, the 3D, the 4-dimensional energies, the energies that work on the astral or the subconscious plane, that although they are existent but we might not aware of them, they are actually represented by the 12th house in astrology. But there is much more to this theory than this very prime difference that I just told you. So as you all know, that 8th house in Vedic astrology is originally controlled by the planet Mars, and the 8th house has the energy of the sign, has the original energy of the sign Scorpio, and so it is a very so 8th house has a very manipulative, it's a very selfish kind of energy attached to the 8th house, while the 12th house, which is originally controlled by Jupiter, it has got a very universal, it has got a very selfless energy attached to it. That is, 12th house is all about giving back to people whatever knowledge you have, without having any expectations, in return for the services you are rendering to the people for their benefit. So 8th house is a house of material desires and selfish pursuits. And why am I saying that 8th house is a house of material desires? Well, like I told you while doing the 8th house astrology videos, that 8th house is a house of others people's money, that you are blessed with it in your life. You are blessed with the other people money. So 8th house represents you being blessed, or you using the money of the money of the other people, and using that money in order to make it big in life. So it has got a material relevance attached to it, and the 8th house is a house of shared assets, and those shared assets could be anything. Like if you are an individual who is struggling in your life, although you are intelligent, and if you're struggling in your life and you happen to meet a business guy who is well off with money, then since you by your resourcefulness or through any of your resources or investigation, you know that this guy has money that can be of extreme use to you, then you might, for your own selfish reasons, you may strike a conversation with this guy, or you may try to impress that guy with some kind of a knowledge that you have, and now you can rob in those individuals while you impress him, and you tell him the marketing fundas and the financial things this person can, which might be useful to that person you are talking to, and that person you are talking to might be actually be impressed by your knowledge of the by your fundamental knowledge of the business knack and aptitude. Then you may rob in that individual, and hence you can mutually profit. But of course, when you met that individual, the thing that was there in your mind, that how can I manipulate that individual, how can I make use of the resources of this man who is well off with money in order to make profits. Of course, the profits would be mutual at the end of the day, but you wanted to make profits from this individual. Or the shared assets could be in the form of you marrying your wife, and you thought that by that the person you married, you thought that this person is that while I am good with the financial aspects of business, and my wife is very good with the marketing thing. She is well aware of product pricing, place, promotion. She knows what is the target group like. She knows what kind of advertising would appeal to the target group, and she knows what is the what's going to be the integrated marketing communications campaign that's going to appeal to the target group, and what's going to be the TRP of the product, where and when is the marketing campaign to be launched. So since you feel that your wife has a profound knowledge of marketing, and you have a profound knowledge of finance, so you may tell your wife that, hey, why don't we start a small business enterprise of our own? And since now you have both the financial and the marketing acumen, since you both are working as a unit, then in just a few years or in just a few months, you might be in a state wherein you are drawing huge profits from the small firm that you started. So herein you kind of used your wife as an asset, as an resource for your own profits. That profit can be mutual or can be divided between you two, but of course it's bringing you profit at the end of the day. And it's even called the house of sex. And the prime reason for that may be that in case you are well aware of the fact that when you go for marriage, you are aware of the fact that I need to get married because I have my own sexual urges that are to be satisfied, or I want somebody who can give me some sort of physical support, some sort of emotional support, or an emotional backing up, and that is the reason that you are marrying that individual. So it is kind of a very shared asset. You bringing up a child while you mate and bring up a child, so that child is also a shared asset, and children normally bring happiness into their life. They are kind of a blessings of God. So herein you know the fact that in case you marry a woman, in case you marry a boy, you would not be blessed with a child, but in case you marry a woman, you would be blessed with a child that can bring a lot of happiness in your life. And getting a child is at least the desire of most of the people. So herein you are marrying even for your selfish reasons. And somebody has rightly said that marriage is more like a trade. It's about the mutual compromises. It's about the mutual energies that you invest. So eighth house is the house of shared assets. Is the house that has a very manipulative and selfish kind of energy. And what else example can I give you in order to authenticate the fact that eighth house has a very selfish kind of energy? Is that these eighth house individuals who have the energy of the sign Scorpio, these are the people who are very jealous in their relationships. Now and they are very manipulative of their partner. So while they are very possessive of their partner, they want even the minute details of where my girlfriend was, who was she with that, and at what particular time, when is she going to come back. You are so finicky about her scheduling that you want exact details of what are her goals in life, who she likes, who she doesn't, where was she, who was she with. While you as a person who is expecting loyalty might be having the short-term flings or the short-term casual sexual encounters with the other women out of the knowledge of the wife or the person you are very possessive of. So in this way, in that way, that you are kind of very dominant, you are kind of dominating that other partner through your possessiveness. You want her to sacrifice her love, to sacrifice her time, to sacrifice everything she has for you, and you are of the view that I'll make moves as and when needed, and I love both of the women in my life. So this is kind of a very manipulative kind of energy, very selfish kind of energy, wherein you are thinking of your own self, that you don't want to be dished by your wife while you are carrying on sexual affairs with the other women out of the knowledge of the women you are actually committed to. And since 8th house has energy of the sign Scorpio, these people can go to any extent to get what they want. So even if there's a Scorpion man and who wants a woman who might be already in relationship with a certain person, then this person who wants that woman, who is already in relationship with a person X, let's suppose X, then this person, this Scorpion 8th house personality might try to investigate the state of the relationship of that woman with the man X, and he might design or schemingfully plot against that relationship of that girl. He might trying to find out that what are the loopholes, what is that particular thing that can be targeted in order to break off that relationship. So in case this person, through his resourcefulness or through his investigation, finds out that the women who is currently dating the guy X, there is kind of a chaos in that relationship from say one or 1.5 months, or there is a lack of trust between the women and the man X, then this person might exploit that situation to his advantage by he may show his chivalrous side to that girl. He may show his loving side to that girl. He may tell that girl that relationships are all about fidelity, loyalty, and it's all about the integration of mind, body, and soul. While he might not tell that girl that, he might act like as if he is not even aware of the fact that you are that the girl is dating somebody who that girl is not happy with. But he may speak in a manner that he is trying to indirectly convey to the girl that what exactly love is all about, and this is his way of bringing that girl, ditch that man X, and bring that girl into his life. So Scorpions are the people who can go to any length in order to get what they want. They can schemingly plot, and they are not like that Aries Mars. Aries Mars is all about exercising its superiority, exercising its dominance over the other people, by declaring a battle, or by indulging in some sort of a healthy competition. But the eighth house Mars, unlike the Aries Mars, is very competitive in a schemingful way. He wants what he wants, not by announcing that let's have a boxing bout, or let's have a game and see who wins. He is a person who is working behind the scenes, who is trying to dominate others with the secrets that he possesses. So since this Scorpion person, 8th house person, knows that he is in charge, that he knows some of the secrets that the other person is not aware of, so he is trying to dominate that other individuals with the secrets that he has. So can you understand what I am really telling? He is trying to dominate those other individuals through the secrets that he has, and by behaving in that manner, although he may not directly tell you what exactly does he want, but he may even express the fact that he is jealous through the other gestures. He may try to bring a girl into his life by targeting the relationship that the girl was currently in, or he may use any of the secrets that he has in a schemingful way, in a very selfish way, in order to get what does he really desire. So he, with those secrets that he is trying to dictate terms to the other people, that this is the mannerism, you shall be reacting to it. While he may not saying it verbally, he is, through his actions and through his knowledge of that secret, telling that other individuals that this is the way you shall be reacting with me. I am the only man that is made for you. I am the only man who can shower with you the most selfless and the purest love that is to be ever found on this planet. So this is a kind of the eighth house energy is all about. While the 12th house individual while the 12th house individual is all about the universal awakening. He is not that person. He of course, both even the 12th house person can go to extremes like this 8th house person can, but the 12th house person would not go to the extent of ruining the individual of that girl that she is currently in. Even if he has a soft corner for that girl, then he'll extend his help to the girl in order to gel with that person, because he understands the fact that that girl is already committed to somebody else. So he, out of his liking for that girl, might make the attempts in order to get that girl get into terms with that man X. He might try to sort the whatever whatever the differences between that girl and that man X were. So 12th house is a very selfless kind of energy. Now I can validate it with examples like, let's suppose Venus in the 8th house indicates a person who hides a lot of things from his wife, who is kind of very possessive of his wife, and while he may have the short-term flings, he is very possessive of this wife and want every minute detail of where his wife was, who all was she with, what all was she doing, and he wants the purest and the mystic love from his wife, and kind of manipulates the secrets that he has in a very selfish way. But in case the Venus is in the 12th house of the person, and 12th house is a house wherein we are losing in energy. 12th house, it doesn't mean we are losing in the financially we are losing something, or monetary we are losing something. 12th house energy, 12th house losses could be even in the form of energy that you are giving in. So Venus in the 12th house indicates that you might meet a girl who might have suffered some sort of a verbal or the physical abuse at the hands of her parents while she was young. So 12th house, since Venus governs the women in a man's chart, this man could get a woman who might have a lot of issues in her life. He could meet a woman who might have something like she might have already gone through a relationship wherein the guy she was dating before might have subjected her to one of the most inhuman atrocities, or this 12th house person may get a woman who might suffer from some kind of a physical debilitation, or she might have done drugs in the past. There could be circumstances like that which the wife would initially hide from this individual. But ultimately, if the 12th house of the individual is strong, he would get to know about these secrets ultimately. But even when he gets to know that his wife had already had a relationship with the boy wherein she was subjected to one of the most inhuman atrocities, or is she aware, or when he gets aware of the fact that his wife was a victim of the sexual or the verbal abuse that she suffered at the hands of her partners, or even if he gets to know that his wife does drugs or was a sex worker, circumstantially could be anything that forced her into sex trafficking or something like that. But he, at the end of the day, has such a big heart. That 12th house personality is all about loving the world with the flaws. So he might accept that girl with the flaws in her personality, and he might be like, that's okay. I have got nothing to do with what has happened in the past. I assure you that I'll bestow onto you one of the most esoteric, one of the most divine, one of the most magnetic, one of the most esoteric love in the world, and I'll help you come out of that trauma that you are stuck in. I'll help you from that drug addiction. I'll help you I'll help you curb your desire for taking in drugs, or in case your woman is physically debilitated or she cannot work, you might yourself leave your job, or you might put in a lot of energy in order to take care of her, and this is the way you are losing out your energy through the 12th house. So the 12th house is a very has kind of a secret energy which will ultimately get revealed to you if your 12th house is strong, and it is a very selfless kind of energy wherein you are all for the universe. And what all other examples that I can tell you in order to authenticate the difference between the 8th house and the 12th house in Vedic astrology. Now, like I gave you the example of that, from both these houses we can see the astrologers, the occultists, the psychics. But the 8th house astrologer, you know what his main motto of becoming an astrologer would, or what would intrigue him, what would propel him to learn the science of Vedic astrology or the occult sciences, is that prime purpose of his would be that he, through his knowledge of astrology, wants to manipulate, wants to know about his own life, wants to improve the quality of his own life. This will be the prime motto that will make him inquisitive about astrology. While the 12th house astrologer might think that he has to learn astrology so that that miraculous knowledge, or so that he can give that miraculous knowledge of astrology to the whole of the universe. He might use that knowledge of astrology to help the people who are stuck in the poignant and the doleful situations. He might use that knowledge of astrology to help the people who are lost somewhere in their path. He might use the knowledge of astrology to tell them, to teach them that this is their goal in this life. So can you see the difference between how selfish the energy between the 8th house isn't there in the 8th house, and how selfless is the energy that is there in the 12th house? And even let's suppose there is a psychic that we can see from the 8th house. So that psychic might use the psychic are the people who can tap into the minds of the other people. So this 8th house psychic might tap into the minds of the other people, and he could manipulate that stuff, that what exactly is going in the mind of the other people, how he can manipulate his energies and take advantage of that person. And he might use his power, use his clairvoyance in order to tap into the minds of the people to serve his own selfish ends. He might even use it for the destructive purposes. While the 12th house psychic might be a messenger of God, who might interact with the spirits, who might interact with the third dimensional and the fourth dimensional, or the energies that are operating on the subconscious plane. He might tap into the minds of the people in order to benefit those individuals. He might see somebody, the 12th house individual. He might get into that aura of that individual, and he might get to know. Obviously, he'll get to know that what is the main problem with this relation, with this person who has come to me for guidance, and he'll guide that person. While that 8th house person is all about using it for this selfless, for the selfish self, or for using it for the destructive purposes, 12th house would use it for the universal bliss, in order to help the mankind on a very universal level, on a very subconscious level. And what else example I can give you is the fact that, let's suppose there is researchers are seen from both the houses, since these are the houses of deep waters, wherein you are working behind the scenes and you are carrying on the research in the research labs. Now let's suppose this person in the 8th house, he's very good with science, and he might be inventing the substitute for petrol. So the very motto of him discovering an alternative fuel, or inventing an alternative fuel for petrol, would be the fact that what would he get ultimately out of this model. He would think that in case I come up with a technology that could replace the petrol, I would sell this model for these lakh for these $1 million to my country, or to the transportation department, or to the whatever authorities in my country who dealing with that thing. But the 12th house researcher would be very selfish. He would be very benevolent and clement. He would be very selfless in his outlook. He would be very I'm not getting the exact word. He would be very very charitable in his constitution. So while he might be carrying out that research in order to invent the hybrid fuel for petrol, his thinking would be like, in case I invent a petrol, a substitute for petrol, many of the people who are not able to use their cars because of the high fuel prices, they might have access to this fuel, and they can save in their money rather than expending a huge amount of money on petrol. Or he might think in a way that the alternative fuel that I am using is going to emit in less harmful gases into the atmosphere. So in case I come up with a fuel that will replace petrol, I am kind of doing something in the society, as I am taking care of the environment. If in case I invent up with the fuel, I can prevent the environment from the environmental degradation. I can prevent the environment from the air pollution. So this is the kind of energy that is present in the 12th house. So guys, have you got it, that what exactly is the difference between the 8th house and 12th house by all these examples? I hope you all have. And guys, the other difference between the 8th house and the 12th house is that I told you that we can see surgeons and the doctors from the 8th house, and similarly I told you that 12th house is a house of hospitals, mental asylums, orphanages, etc. So if you look at on the modern day context, 8th house represents the individuals who are firefighters, who are actually dealing with situations. They are the doctors, especially the surgeons, who are dealing with the situations which are uncalled for, or which a normal person would not like to be stuck in, because those surgeons are dealing with those patients wherein literally the organs are coming out or the blood is spread all over the body. So these persons are used to rendering their services where there is a high amount of risk, where there is a high amount of risk factor involved. And if you look at the 12th house, the doctors or the researchers that can be seen from the 12th house, these people are not prone to, or they are not dragged into situations wherein they are subjected, or wherein they have to take care of patients wherein high amount of risk factor is involved. Of course, those 12th house individuals can be also capacitated with dealing with the stuff that can be chaotic, that can be risky in ventures. But instead, the 12th house is all about healing the patients through love, healing the patients through instilling in them the self-belief that hey man, don't worry, your disease is just a common ailment. AIDS is happening to a lot of individuals these days. We have a very good medicine, and you gotta finally be cured. So that charitable constitution of that doctor and the love of the doctor heals that patient itself rather than the medicine is seen from the 12th house. While the 8th house surgeons are fixing those diseases with the needles and the threads, 8th house is all about taking care of the people by giving them the most selfless love that you have in the world, and by instilling into them some kind of a faith, by taking care of them and rendering your services without expecting anything in return. And if you look at the wages of if you compare what a surgeon earns, or the firefighters, or any of the people who are involved in any of the risky ventures related with the 8th house, and you compare the salaries of the people who are working in the mental asylums, who are working in the hospitals, then there is a huge amount of difference. 8th house is the house of people wherein they are rendering their services in order to get huge amount of money, while 12th house individuals are mainly associated with the social organizations, the hospitals that are that are that are not privately owned, or that are owned by the social welfare organizations. So they aren't paid in a very big way, because they are not using those needles and threads to fixing those surgeries, to fixing those ailments. Rather, they are giving all about giving out love and giving of self in order to cure the ailment of the people. So guys, I thought that I just think that I have done a fair bit in order to clarify the difference between the 8th house and the 12th house, and rest I'll get to know that whether have I done a right job or not by your comments or by your likes. That will ultimately be a report card for me. So guys, on this note, this is your host Rishugarg signing off. Take care, do well, try to find out the purpose of your life through astrology, and in case you like me for one reason or the other, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So on this note, this is your host signing off. Till then, take care, goodbye, love you.